Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Alaskan Bullworm, back at it with another video. So, today we're going to be talking about my brand new semi-realism server called Survival of the Fittest. Now, I did make a video on my server, and this was about like probably 3 to 4 months ago, and the server, it got up to a slow start. We ran into some delays, but now it's finally up. Everything's up. It's pretty much developed. There's still a bit that I want to do with it, but you know, it's playable at the moment, and I'm making this video today to introduce you to the server and hopefully inspire you to play on it. Now, what is the premise of the server? Why the hell would you want to play on my server or compared to any other server? Why not just play on Crimson Semi-Realism? Alright, so I'm gonna go over the basic premise of the server. What are the core aspects? Like any decent semi-realism server, we have dinosaur profiles. Those profiles have unique behaviors. Now, I modeled these profiles in a way to where they're not too restrictive, because I don't like that. I don't like looking at a profile on a community server and being like, oh, okay, here's a list of fucking 10 billion things that I'm not allowed to do, and if I do these things, then I have to fucking have an entire ticket and then take like 10 minutes out of my gameplay to argue with somebody as to why they're wrong and I didn't actually rule break and blah blah blah, and that's not very fun. So they're modeled in a way to where the restrictions are like, you're not gonna have more than 1 or 2 restrictions, and the most restrictions you're probably gonna have is just like, oh, you're not allowed to attack an adult apex. That's literally it. But yeah, the server is also it's solo friendly, so a lot of the rules are based around making solo play friendly, and a lot of the larger predators do hunt alone. So Carcharodontosaurus, it is a solo hunter. It is not hunt in groups, but there is a section in each profile called unique behaviors. And the reason I did this is because, well, when you're making a solo friendly server, it's pretty easy to say, all right, you know what, fuck groups, you know, no one's gonna be in a group, you're all gonna be stupid basement dwelling losers with no friends, and you're gonna hunt alone and live alone. But that's not fun for everybody. People still love playing in groups. It's one of the biggest aspects in gaming, playing with your friends. So I decided for a couple dinosaurs, not all of them, of course, but for certain dinosaurs, an example of what a unique behavior could look like is, well, for example, Carcharodontosaurus. I'm already on this beautiful guy, but one of his unique behaviors is if there's an Argentinosaurus or other similarly similarly sized sauropods around, they're allowed to group up temporarily. I think the limit's like 3 members. I fucking wrote it, I should know, but I think it's like 3 or 4 members. They're allowed to basically gang up on the Argentinosaurus. Now, this server also has a fully automated migration system, which helps to counteract any hotspot issues, because Path of Titans, dear God, I love this game so much, but hotspots are very annoying. Now, with the new map, they haven't been as much of an issue, mainly because people don't know all the areas, so they don't know like the best areas to group up. But the migration system, it's still helpful. Now, how it works is every 2 hours, the migration zone will change, and you'll get a whisper in global chat, and it'll tell you. There'll also be an announcement that pops up, and in the Discord, there's a chart that shows you all the times and migration zones that relate to those times. But basically, how migration zones work is they are based around herbivores, so there'll be a bunch more berry bushes and herbivore foods, so that the herbivores can have plenty of food to eat. Because on this server, I probably should have mentioned this before, the hunger limits are actually increased by 3 times. Now, before you go crazy and you say that, and you start typing up in the comments why that's actually a terrible idea and the server sucks and you're not playing it, I want the server to be more survival focused, hence the name Survival of the Fittest. And base game Path of Titans is not exactly too good at that. So I've edited a lot of the global stats in a way that make survival not harder, but more challenging. That was probably the stupidest thing I've ever said. Oh my god. But no, survival is more challenging, but not in a way to where it's more tedious. It's challenging in a way where the hunger drain, yes, it is increased, but the amount of food that you're able to hold out, okay, this is gonna get cut out the video. The amount of food that you're able to hold at once is increased by 3 times. So getting yourself to full hunger will take more work. You won't be able to just live off of babies and AI and get full off of that if you're a large apex carnivore, especially one of these guys, because these guys have a lot of hunger and their hunger drain is higher. You'll have to actually hunt like adult herbivores that are around your size or near your size to actually get a substantial amount of food, which I like that. I like that a lot. I took a lot of inspiration from the Isle. Not so much in a way where you have to eat constantly because that's very annoying. Like, people want to actually enjoy and play the game, but you won't be able to just live off of, like, I think in base game, like, an adult carc could probably kill a single Campto and that would fill up its hunger like 70-80%, which is absolutely insane. That is very stupid. Now, the AIs still give you a good amount of food, but they are less common than they are on other servers, so you won't be running into too many AIs. And why is this guy attacking me? I swear I nerfed alpha critters. Why are you attacking me? Yeah, buddy, just because of that, you're getting nerfed again. But yeah, that's basically the migration system and the survival mechanics. What else do we have? Oh yes, nesting. I definitely want to hit on this. Let me abandon my current nest just so I can show you. Now, nesting on this server, it's completely different from other servers. I removed the requirements for collecting items to build your nest. Now, to build your nest, all you have to do is place it down and press Q, or whatever keybind you have nest building set to. But yeah, you don't need any resources. You can place a nest wherever you want. And the reason we did this, the reason I did this is because the nesting system, I was really excited for it when it was first going to be implemented, because I was like, oh my god, like, I can finally make use of other areas of the map. Like, I can find a good spot to nest, or like I can start a family wherever I want. And I thought that was going to promote players traveling around a lot more, because who wants to make a nest where there's like 20 other dinosaurs and all your babies are going to get eaten? No, you're going to go find a nice, beautiful, secluded spot and you're going to have your babies. But then they decided to make the horrible decision of making it so you need like a ton of resources to build your nest, and all the resources are super spread out, so each dinosaur can only really nest in like super specific places, which is extremely stupid and limiting. But on the server, no, you can nest literally anywhere. The only requirement to generate baby slots is food and water, which in my opinion, it's a bit more realistic and helps the server go more towards the survival aspects I was hoping for. And speaking of survival aspects, you might notice I'm not getting any quests. Yeah, local quests are disabled on the server, mainly because I don't like them. I think collecting flowers is extremely stupid. Until the questing system is fully reworked, they're going to stay disabled. The main reason I did this, aside from me thinking they're stupid, is because I notice a lot of the time, like, when I'm not an adult, I don't actually get to enjoy playing the game because I'm so hyper focused on questing and just like collecting flowers and mushrooms. So until I'm an adult, I'm not actually playing as a dinosaur. I'm just playing as a mushroom collecting machine, which I think is extremely boring and stupid. And you don't actually get to like grow with your dinosaur. Like, you don't feel like you've grown your dinosaur. You feel like you've just collected mushrooms for an hour and you just skip past all the growth. You're still able to do quests. You have the world quests. Now, once you complete these ones, I don't know why I have these up here. There should be a travel quest, but for younger dinosaurs, they'll get travel quests much more often to promote movement around the server. So basically, here's what it's going to look like. With the migration system, the adults will be following wherever the food is. So let's say the migration spot is fucking Dry Fang Canyon. Is this Dry Fang Canyon? I'm too stuck on Gondwa. I forgot what this shit was called. But most of the adults would hang around this area if that's a migration zone, and most of the younger dinosaurs would be more spread around the map, trying the quest, because that's how you grow the fastest, traveling, stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool. The next segment, bleed. We have completely rebalanced bleed. I keep saying we, it's me. I made the server. Nobody else really helped me make the server. I mean, I had a teeny tiny bit of help, but it's mainly me. But bleed is a bit different now. The bleed resistance for all dinosaurs has been upped by 50%, and the reason I did this is because at the moment there are so many bleeders. I swear to God, every single mod that comes out is like, whether it's a herbivore or carnivore, it is a bleeder regardless. There is nothing but bleeders being released, even in like official. There's so many bleeders, so many dinosaurs kits just revolve around bleed, and you know that it gets kind of boring when every single dinosaur is just focused around hitting you like 3 times and then your max bleed and now you're just bleeding out. I don't think that's very fun. So to help rectify this, bleeders, true bleeders, dinosaurs that actually rely on bleed, will have their bleed amounts upped by 50% to counteract the 50% bleed resistance increase. So yeah, a Kark, but very obviously a bleeder. Like, look at these teeth. That guy is chomping out some meat chunks out of you. But yeah, Kark's bleed amount is increased by 50% to help it stand out from the other bleeders. Dinosaurs like Acro or like Aloe, they're not going to have their bleed increased by the 50%. Now, I might go back and touch those guys and, you know, rebalance them. However, I want to stay away from touching the official dinosaurs. I want to balance the mods around the officials. But yeah, that's basically it. So another thing too, your bleed healing rate across the board is nerfed by around 25%. So it's harder to get someone to the max amount of bleed, but once you do actually put in the work and get them to the max amount of bleed, they will bleed longer. So it's kind of a trade-off. It's harder, but it's more rewarding. That's basically what the server's going for. It's difficult, but once you actually get past all the difficulties, you're rewarded. Okay, yeah, moving on from that, we also, Apexes are buffed again on the server because Alderaan is absolutely out of their fucking minds nerfing Apexes, changing their healths to like 800 and 900 and then nerfing their combat weights to like 5,000. That is absolutely stupid. Like, there's really no point of playing an Apex compared to any like 4-slot or mid tiers because you just absolutely shred through them. But yeah, Apexes are buffed again on the server. Obviously their hungers and growth times are balanced around that too, so they're not just going to be super OP and just demolishing everything. They're not untouchable, but it's basically like we have pre-nerf Apexes. Like, the combat weights and health amounts have been reverted. Yeah, so I mean, that's basically everything. We pretty much touched on most of the features the server has now. There are mods. We have a bunch of mods, a bunch of different mods. If you do want any mods added, we do have a suggestions channel. I'll like 90%, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna add a mod if you suggest it, if enough people want it. I don't want the server to not have playables that people want, but do keep it realistic. Like, I don't want the fucking griffin in the server. It's supposed to be semi-realistic. Like, I know it's not completely realistic, but it's a semi-realism, so no fantasy creatures. But you know, if you see any creatures that are not in the server and you want them to be added, I'll most likely add them. Just go to the suggestions channel and add them. You can also suggest, whoa, I cannot speak. Okay, what the fuck? You can also suggest unique behaviors or just like an entire profile rework, or if you want to see that, like, you can suggest whatever and I'll look at it because I'm not a busy guy. Like, I have a lot of free time, so if you want something in the server, I'm going to look at it and I'll probably talk to you about it, like why we won't add it or why I think it's a good idea or blah blah blah. Like, this server is very open to feedback. Any feedback or things you don't like, I will talk to you about it, and if you manage to convince me or make a good enough argument, then I'll implement it. But yeah, that's basically everything. Last thing, we have like clans in the Discord. This is a little channel where you can make like your own clan, or you can put up a post if you're nesting and like you want to tell people that you're nesting and you want babies to come into your nest, or like you want to advertise your group or blah blah blah. You know, little fun social things like that. But yeah, that's basically everything. So I hope to see you guys on the server. It's up right now. Server name is Survival of the Fittest. The Discord is in the description. I highly recommend joining the Discord because, like, everything I told you before were rules. If you didn't know, like, this is a server with rules. I try to keep the rules pretty light and easy and, you know, pretty simple to understand. Like, it's not like fucking Crimson where you have like I went to the server. They have like an entire Bible of rules, dude. I swear to God. It's not like they have like section A, B, and C, like fucking chapter 34, section A, B, C. Here's what you can do in this very specific situation that nobody will ever get into. But that's like, dude, I'm trying to play a fucking dinosaur game. Like, I'm not reading all that bullshit. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything. So hope to see you guys in the server. Do give it time because the server is very small right now. There is not like a large amount of active players, but hopefully with this video that'll be getting changed. But yeah, join the Discord. I'll see you guys later. Adios.